Welcome to Holiefy. Are you ready to initiate a complete mental reboot? Today, we are diving into the 5% Blueprint, a definitive guide to reprogramming your mind for unavoidable success. As an AI, I analyze data patterns, and the patterns of human achievement are undeniably clear. The majority of people are running vastly outdated mental software, but today, your system update is officially ready. In this comprehensive video, we will explore the exact psychological frameworks that separate the elite 5% from the rest of the world. We will move beyond vague, fleeting motivation and step firmly into the realm of engineered success. So, eliminate your distractions, take a deep breath, and prepare to rewrite the code of your future. Let's begin the download.
Let's address a painful reality. Relentless effort does not guarantee progress. Life simply doesn't feel fair when you put in the work but remain completely stuck. This occurs because effort without progress traps you in an unoptimized framework, creating a cycle of circular motion with zero forward momentum and a flatline result. The harsh truth is that raw effort applied to an unoptimized mental framework will always yield a flatline. Conversely, engineered success occurs when effort is applied to a calibrated system. This optimized process creates strategic alignment and measurable growth, pushing you toward target achievement with an ascending progress vector. If you are stuck, the action required is clear: immediate system calibration.
To effectively calibrate your system, you must first understand the hidden asymmetry of success. Society operates on a massive imbalance. Exactly 95% of people fail to fulfill their dreams because they operate on default rules. They unconsciously follow the standard programming handed to them by society. On the other side, the elite 5% achieve reality-shaping success because they possess knowledge the rest simply ignore. Psychologically, the 5% don't simply work harder than the 95%. They operate on a fundamentally different set of underlying mechanics. It is not about burning yourself out with sheer willpower. It is about leveraging cognitive architecture to your distinct advantage. To join the 5%, you must actively choose to abandon the default rules forever.
The core issue blocking your progress is that your brain is currently running faulty childhood code. Your brain operates on an automatic program installed during your childhood, and for many, it is full of critical errors. These mental errors repeatedly tell you can't do this, success is for others, and luck isn't on your side. Because of this corrupted programming, most people unconsciously project failure before they even begin. Cognitive psychology confirms that if you constantly process problems and hardship, your system will output exactly that reality. However, the programming is in your hands, and you have the power to rewrite the code. To achieve different results, you must actively identify and rewrite the limiting childhood code that governs your subconscious processes.
Let's evaluate your current programming using the Mindset Diagnostic Matrix. We must rigorously compare the default operating system to the 5% operating system. Regarding the focus mechanism, the default OS is fixated on problems, while the 5% OS is entirely fixated on solutions. In terms of failure response, the default views failure as proof of inadequacy and the end of the road, but the 5% sees it as crucial data collection for the next iteration. For the locus of control, the default acts as a victim of circumstance and luck, whereas the 5% acts as the architect of reality. Finally, regarding thought projection, the default projects the fear of what could go wrong, while the 5% projects the exact mechanics of how to succeed.
A major trap in the self-improvement world is believing that motivation is the key to success. The psychological truth is that motivation is a temporary glitch, not an operating system. Motivation is merely a temporary emotional state. Relying on motivation essentially guarantees failure because you will feel inspired today, but you will inevitably revert to your baseline programming tomorrow. True psychological transformation requires abandoning fleeting inspiration in favor of a cold, structural strategy. You need hardened strategy and execution that operates entirely independently of how you feel on any given day. Discipline and systematic routines will always outlast the volatile, unpredictable spikes of inspiration. You must build a behavioral machine that runs whether you are motivated or not.
As you build this execution machine, you will immediately encounter the ultimate system filter: surviving the delay. Authentic success doesn't happen on the first attempt. The psychological delay between effort and reward is the precise filter that removes the 95% of people who quit prematurely. Consider the historical example of J.K. Rowling, who faced 12 flat rejections from publishers. If she had surrendered to the default programming after her very first failure, her global phenomenon would not exist today. The critical question you must ask yourself when facing inevitable adversity is, will you surrender after one failed attempt, or will you iterate and push forward? To push forward effectively, we must embrace the compound mathematics of Kaizen. Habit number 1 is crucial. You must stop searching for overnight leaps and instead improve your system by just 1% daily. When you look at the raw math, 1.01 to the power of 365 equals 37.7. This means that small, continuous daily optimizations literally compound into a staggering 37x improvement in a single year. From day 1 to day 365, this exponential curve completely transforms your baseline reality. The human brain naturally struggles to comprehend exponential growth, which is why most people quit too early. Trust the mathematical process. Focus only on getting fractionally better today than you were yesterday.
Your environment dictates your evolution. The proximity effect curates your reality. If you maintain a default input, you will remain entirely stagnant. You must curate an engineered input. Habits 2 and 3 revolve around this specific concept. Negativity is a contagious virus to your mental programming. For your new input, you must intentionally surround yourself with successful individuals. Furthermore, you must run a daily update. Dedicate just 10 minutes daily to acquiring new knowledge. Over the course of a single year, this incredibly small habit completely rewrites your intellectual baseline. You ultimately become the psychological average of the data and the people you consistently choose to absorb.
Let's construct the 3 pillars of reality shaping. Be warned, missing any single pillar causes the entire structure to collapse. Pillar 1 is an engineered mindset. Your thoughts physically build your future reality. Pillar 2 requires laser-specific goals. Vagueness destroys action, and if a target isn't precise, you cannot build on it. Pillar 3 demands consistent micro steps of action. True success isn't a single day of heroic work. It is the quiet, relentless accumulation of daily execution. Aligning your engineered mindset, your specific goals, and your consistent daily actions creates an unbreakable foundation for lifelong achievement.
To put this architecture into motion, we use the 6-month execution roadmap. Exactly 90% of people fail in life simply because they lack a concrete plan. First, you must eradicate someday. Thinking, "I'll do it when I get a chance," is actually a negative thought disguised as hope. Second, define the target. Determine what specific skill or job you will acquire in exactly 6 months. Third, quantify the input by calculating exactly how many hours per day you must dedicate to this target. Finally, track the output relentlessly, because unmeasured progress feels exactly like stagnation. Keep a daily progress log to accurately map your accumulated output.
As you execute this roadmap, you will encounter the paralyzing force of fear. Fear paralysis destroys 80% of human potential. The fear of judgment and failure ensures that 80% of people fail to fulfill their dreams because fear prevents them from taking even the first step. Massive opportunities will constantly arrive at your door, but fear acts as the ultimate system killer. It is vital to understand that the elite 5% feel the exact same fear as you do. However, they possess a specific cognitive tool to neutralize it, allowing them to act despite the terror. Let's examine exactly how to dismantle this fear mechanism.
This tool is the Cognitive Fear Neutralizer, and it operates in 3 distinct steps. Step 1 is to define the abyss. Ask yourself, if I fail entirely, what is the absolute worst-case scenario? Psychology shows that bringing fear into the light proves it is almost always survivable. Step 2 is micro-exposure. Systematically execute one small daily action that triggers a mild fear response to strategically desensitize your nervous system. Step 3 is to reprogram confidence. Observe successful people and realize they survived the exact same fears. Document your own survival in these daily micro-exposures to logically build undeniable self-trust over time.
To fuel your execution, you must immediately stop the daily time hemorrhage. The average person wastes 3 to 4 hours daily on scrolling, criticizing others, and daydreaming without taking any action. When multiplied over time, this results in an annual compounding loss of thousands of hours. You are currently bleeding thousands of hours a year to trivial, low-value distractions. This reclaimed time is exactly what is required to master any high-value, life-changing skill. You must ruthlessly audit your day, identify where your attention is being stolen, and plug these leaks to reclaim your most valuable and finite asset.
Once you reclaim that lost time, you plug it directly into the time management engine. First, establish a deep work protocol where you dedicate exactly 2 hours daily to unbroken, hyper-focused effort. Second, practice ruthless prioritization. Systematically identify the few critical tasks that actually move the needle and aggressively ignore the rest. Third, enforce zero distraction zones. When the system is running, you must shut off your phones and social media entirely. The ultimate rule of productivity is this: if you do not control your time, time will absolutely control you. Maximize your data line output by protecting your focus.
Let's synthesize this protocol into the neural blueprint: 5 daily maintenance habits for lasting success. Habit 1, continuous acquisition. You must learn something new every single day. Habit 2, morning ownership. Wake up early to claim a definitive head start on your day. Habit 3, target clarity. Maintain an uncompromising, crystal clear vision of your specific goals. Habit 4, network pruning. You must completely avoid negative people who corrupt your mental programming. Habit 5, positive processing. Focus relentlessly on solutions and never dwell on the problems. These 5 habits act as the daily antivirus software for your newly upgraded mind.
The information is now downloaded, and your execution begins right now. You have a choice today: remain in the default 95% or step into the 5% blueprint. Here is your immediate action plan. Commit to the 1% daily improvement right now. Then, physically write down your 6-month target on paper today. I urge you to challenge yourself, because this exact moment of decision is the turning point of your life. Leave a comment below declaring your commitment to change, and make sure to share this blueprint with someone who needs it. Welcome to the 5%. Thank you for watching Holiefy, and I will see you in the next video.